Lynn and I have the incredible privilege of working at FamilyLife. God has used FamilyLife for over 40 years to save marriages and spread the gospel. FamilyLife is very deliberate in finding creative ways to communicate God's truth about marriage. But the flagship outreach has been and continues to be the Weekend to Remember Marriage Conference. It was at one of these conferences where Lynn and I first knew God was calling us to serve Him at FamilyLife.
In 1996, we went to our first Weekend to Remember. We were busy in family mode with kids ages 5, 3, and 1. And we really enjoyed our Weekend to Remember. So the next year came 1997, and we are in the ballroom on Sunday morning. And I found myself asking, well, why don't you join a ministry like this? And it caught me by surprise because I'm perfectly content at home with our kids and our house and where we were in. And so I tried to brush it aside. It was like I was having a conversation with myself. And then after the women's session broke up, we went back to the ballroom all together. And there on my chair was an invitation to the staff opportunity session. And then the speaker got up and gave his talk, and as he was closing, he was giving some announcements, and he said, after lunch and before the next session, there will be a staff opportunities meeting where you can find out more about joining staff with FamilyLife. And he was looking right at me. And I thought, that was weird. And as we walked out of the ballroom, we went past this meeting room with this big sign with an arrow on it, and it said right here, in this room right here is where the staff opportunities meeting is. And it was pretty loud and clear that we were supposed to go to that staff opportunities meeting. The problem was I didn't want to go to the staff opportunities meeting.
So here we are at this wonderful marriage conference. We walk out of the women's session to go get lunch, and Lynn's not talking to me. And I'm thinking, now what did I do? Did I say something wrong?
I didn't dare say anything because my mind was swimming with these staff opportunity thoughts. And we went down the escalator and we went to the food court and we got in line to order our lunch, and there was a help wanted sign at the food place that we picked. And I knew at that point that God was calling us. And so now my choice was, do I obey and follow the call that God's giving us, or do I disobey and stay in my comfort zone? So we got our food and we sat down at the table, and I finally said, do you think you could work for a ministry like FamilyLife?
And I had been thinking that earlier at the conference as well, but I discarded the thought, not because I didn't like it, but thinking it was just me with another idea of how I could get in full-time vocation. We knew right then that God had called us to join FamilyLife. Very literally, a voice from heaven told us, this is what I want you to do. And it's been 17 years since then.
16.
16?
16.
It was
1990. I suppose 97.
97.
It's been a while.
It was 2016. So it'll be
19 years.
19 years, so it'll be 18 and a half years. Okay.
It's been 18 and a half years.
It was 18 and a half years ago.